What started as a normal workday changed in just a few seconds when veteran fisherman Jake stumbled upon the catch of a lifetime. He caught a huge crab whose claws were large and strong enough to easily break a bone. However, as Jake examined the animal's pincers, his eyes widened. There, in one of his claws, he saw something that made his face turn pale as a shiver ran down his spine. Shaking himself out of his stupor, Jake quickly called 911. The police must have seen this. Jake had never seen anything like this before in all his years as a fisherman. He chose his profession mainly because he lived and breathed the sea from an early age. His family was born and raised as fishermen, just as his father taught him. And so he taught him. He's heard stories before, but never like this. He always treated his father's and even his grandfather's stories about the sea with a pinch of salt. His grandfather's claim that he had once seen a mermaid was enough for him to know about their credibility. But when Jake reeled in one of his nets, he knew he would now be in the same boat. If it weren't for what was in the crab's claws, it would be its sheer size. The crab was absolutely huge. It reminded him of one of those mechanical billboards in Japan, but this one was actually alive. It was practically his size if it weren't bigger. Its claws were massive, strong enough to snap bone like a twig. Jake knew he had to tread carefully. It was the discovery of a lifetime. Regardless of his own discoveries, he would still never believe the old fantasy stories of his grandfather and their ancestors. But he knew he had to take a picture if he wanted anyone to believe him in the future. But first, he had to take a quick photo and send it to his father. He took a selfie with a crab. What would his father say? While waiting for his father's response, he decided that a simple crab selfie wasn't enough. There had to be a photo from every angle. He walked around it, making sure the crab was in the center of each frame. As Jake walked toward the front of the crab, he noticed the crab was holding something, but he couldn't discern what it was. Frowning, he refrained from getting too close, wary of the crab's claws. Suddenly, Jake's expression changed as he realized what the crab was holding, and the humor of the situation vanished. Concerned, he grabbed his phone, checked the photo he had sent to his father, and felt relief that the object wasn't visible due to his selfie angle. Feeling embarrassed, Jake dialed 911 and reported the discovery without incriminating himself. The dispatcher assured him that the police and Coast Guard were on their way. While waiting, Jake received a call from his father, Richard, who questioned the size of the discovery. Jake, attempting to hide the crab's claws, pretended his rear camera was broken and quickly ended the call, assuring his father he would share more details upon returning to land. As the police and Coast Guard boats approached, casting dubious glances at Jake's small ship, he breathed a sigh of relief, realizing the situation could have escalated quickly. Skepticism among the officers turned to disbelief as they examined the massive crab, its claws gripping a human hand, adding a chilling tone to the ongoing investigation. Initially exchanging skeptical glances and mumbling about possible hoaxes, the officers' disbelief escalated to severe shock as they closely inspected the claw, confirming the grim reality of a severed hand trapped in the giant crab's grasp. Amid the sea air, officers worked to cordon off Jake's boat as a crime scene. They took detailed photos and collected samples, while the Coast Guard maintained vigilance over the surreal and somber investigation scene. Examining the hand, officers noted unique features, such as a distinct tattoo and an unusual scar, potential clues for identifying the victim. These details whispered silent tales of a once-lived life mysteriously intersecting with the sea. Amidst urgent, quiet discussions beneath the roar of the Coast Guard ship, identifying the hand became a top priority for the investigators. The grim omen from the depths of the sea raised as many questions as it answered, fueling intrigue and urgency in the investigation. Amid the chaos, a shiny object caught the officer's attention, a ring clutched in the hand with the engraved names Michael Thompson and Marina Thompson. More than just jewelry, the ring became a vital clue, offering a potential identity for the victim and opening a window into his life and relationships. The search for Michael Thompson began urgently, with officers delving into databases and public records. The identification of Marina Thompson prompted an interview, aiming to shed light on the circumstances leading to the discovery on Jake's boat. In the quiet police station, officers prepared to talk to Marina, their minds filled with questions. In a stark interrogation room, Jake faced a barrage of questions, vehemently protesting his innocence. His words painted a picture of a routine fishing trip turned surreal by the disturbing discovery. As investigators examined Jake's account with skepticism, they focused on his phone, retaining it for further analysis. Despite the seriousness of the situation, Jake's determination to cooperate remained, offering a glimmer of sincerity. In another room, Marina Thompson sat across from detectives, her face showing sadness and confusion. Her reaction to questions about her husband revealed shock, her eyes filled with tears, unaware of the grim fate that had befallen him. Marina's confusion complicated the investigation, raising questions about her involvement and prior knowledge. During the interview, Marina's responses provided limited information, offering no significant clues. Her unawareness deepened the mystery surrounding Michael's disappearance and the chilling discovery of his severed hand. Following Marina's departure, officers focused on analyzing her reactions, wondering if her suffering masked deception or revealed the genuine shock of a spouse. The authenticity of her emotions remained uncertain within the grim context of the investigation. With Marina's interview generating more questions than answers, detectives expanded their search for potential leads or connections, aiming to unravel the mystery of the severed hand found on Jake's boat. As the sun rose, the media frenzy around the giant crab and its gruesome catch erupted. Reporters swarmed the seaside town, thrusting Jake into the national spotlight. Initial press reports sensationalized the size of the crab and the disturbing discovery, making Jake the focus of a morbid public fascination. Speculative theories about the severed hand's origin fueled a growing myth surrounding the case. Jake, unaccustomed to such attention, faced constant intrusion from the media. His attempts at privacy were thwarted by the relentless presence of cameras and probing questions, turning his discovery into a nationwide sensation. The viral photo of the monster crab intensified media confusion, with outlets competing to report and analyze the discovery. The image attracted journalists from across the country, transforming Jake into an unintentional media sensation. As the media frenzy escalated, Jake grappled with a dilemma between his longing for solitude and the public's insatiable curiosity. Recognizing the delicate situation, the police urged him to remain discreet about the investigation's specifics to protect its integrity. Despite the burden, Jake agreed to the request, realizing the need to shield the case from unnecessary public scrutiny. The investigation delved deeper into Michael Thompson's mysterious life, revealing financial problems, debts, and secret meetings documented in text messages and phone records. These discoveries added layers of complexity to Marina's involvement and deepened the mystery surrounding Michael's disappearance. With each revelation about Michael's life, the investigation unfolded a complex web of secrets, financial struggles, and hidden agendas, leaving police and the public grappling with an extraordinary story. A critical witness steps forward, providing fresh information about Michael's last known activities and whereabouts, offering hope as the investigation progresses. The witness recalls seeing Michael in a visibly distressed state, establishing a potential timeline of his last known activities and shedding light on the moments before his disappearance. This newfound information prompts a decisive change in the investigation's direction. Police pursue new leads in unexplored locations, hoping to uncover fresh clues in uncharted waters. Armed with the witness's account, police carefully trace Michael's steps, moving closer to the heart of the mystery, piece by piece. As more clues are collected and investigated, the puzzle pieces slowly fall into place. Officers diligently connect the dots, constructing a clearer picture of the events leading to Michael's disappearance, aiming to arrive at the elusive truth. The investigation takes an unexpected turn when divers make a surprising discovery in the ocean depths near where Jake caught the crab. This crucial evidence aims to shed new light on the mysterious Michael Thompson case. Divers find the remains of a small boat wreck, revealing a chilling truth. On that stormy night, Michael embarked on a fateful journey to the sea, fueled by a heated argument with Marina. Unfortunately, his boat succumbed to the rough waves, sealing his fate. Armed with this evidence, police worked tirelessly to connect witness accounts with the grim discoveries. The puzzle pieces fall into place, unraveling the heartbreaking story of Michael's final hours. During the investigation, evidence points to the heartbreaking truth. Michael's death was a tragic accident, not the result of foul play. The circumstances of his death paint a grim picture of the unforgiving nature of the sea. The investigation makes it clear that Marina was completely unaware of her husband's fateful journey. In her mind, he simply left town after their argument, unaware of the grim fate that awaited him, leaving behind unanswered questions and a lingering sense of guilt. The burden becomes unbearable for Marina, leading to a tearful and emotional confession. She reveals the complexity of her relationship with Michael and the shocking events that led to his disappearance. Marina's testimony, along with collected evidence, marks the final chapter of the investigation. The mystery of the severed hand, the stormy night, and Michael's tragic journey concludes. The case is closed, leaving behind a disturbing story of love, loss, and the unforgiving sea.